Live and hello, everybody. Welcome to Extra Connections Live. I am James Lott Jr. I am the JLJ of JLJ Media, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. It didn't rain as hard as I thought it was going to do in LA. It was fine, I guess. I was waiting for the torrential downpour. It didn't happen, so we're okay. We're okay. My guest today is a videographer who I actually found through someone. I'll tell you this story on air. But he's actually sharing his knowledge with other people about the whole photography videography business and what to do. And I love his stuff on Instagram. And he goes by one name. It's like Cher, Madonna, or something. It's Mar. Hi, Mar. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, it's not raining. Wait, let me. Yeah, it's not raining as bad as I thought today as well. But yeah, it's good.
Well, they had said like be like the biggest rains in 2 years and all this stuff. I'm like. It drizzled. I mean, it got wet.
Yeah.
But that's all. I mean, it got wet, but that was it. I'm like, I'm waiting for the torrential downpour.
Yeah.
I live in other places where I know what rain is. Like in LA, we don't really know what rain is. But you go to other places, you know what rain is.
I saw your story. How were you a part of NBC?
I do so many stories. Like sorry. Okay, so hi everybody in chat room. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so I work with the networks. As part of the many things that I do. And they have a thing called Day of Days at Universal Studios every year for Days of Our Lives, the soap opera.
Okay.
And we're press. So I was there as press interviewing celebrities in the show.
That's awesome. Yeah. I saw the story. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So your energy is so necessary, how you present yourself on video. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, once you sent me that link of all your videos, I was like, okay, cool. He does his, the fact that you put in all this energy is phenomenal. And I mean, on social media, more than ever, especially,
Well, thank you. I never know. I mean, I'm so busy in the trenches doing all this. I never know what people think. I just kind of put it out there and to see what happens. And thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. A lot of people say it is my energy. I love doing this, Mar.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing this.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'm very fortunate to do this. And not work a 9-to-5 job, pushing papers, which I've done. It's just fine for some folks, but for me, I like to be out there, doing this kind of stuff. We're fortunate to do stuff like this, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm still finding my voice personally on video. And this is just, even though I'm a videographer, I'm like still trying to figure out my personal voice. I've always been behind the camera and helping out other people. And I think I'm like very comfortable at sharing like how a person can be on video, or when I find their unique, like when they're very transparent. I could send I'm like, okay, this is the real you. This is the person that I see and it's just you and me on camera. No, I mean, this is the person that I see when it's just you and me eating. But when you're on camera, when I could find that that fine line, I'm like, okay, cool. I want to merge the real person that I know, but with the person that needs to be on camera. So it's really hard. For me, now that I'm like recording myself, just getting used to wait, I'm not talking to anybody, but I still want to have some type of energy. How do I do it? And it's been tricky, but I'm enjoying my personal process. And I used to do a 9-to-5, and this was, I want to say 5 years ago. I worked for a photography studio business, and then I worked for a graphic design company for I used to do graphic design on like hookah packages and tobacco packages.
Okay.
So I was always in the art stuff though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
one of the biggest goals was like, I need to work in the art world somehow. And then eventually I fell in love with video, and then now I've been doing that ever since.
Well, it's funny because like I said, I'm seeing you more on camera. You're talking about the process you're learning. Like you are learning. So that's why I said I started seeing more and more of these on your page. I'm like, I like this that you share because I don't know that much about photography or anything. I mean, I know what it seems to look. I'm a director, and I know some things, but I've never been I'm into the camera so much, but I had to learn it. I've been doing this for now 14 years. But I came from radio, which is a whole thing. It's all voice stuff. Where there's no visual cues. It's all about sound.
Right.
And so then when I came to TV, then came to web, I had to learn about the camera.
Yeah.
because there were cameras here, 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 here.
Yep.
As a host, so
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. And they cue you, right? They cue you.
Yeah, my old company that I used to be with, AfterBuzz TV, which is not no
Okay.
longer, but they were there for 10 years. You were in actual studio. Same with the after party. I was part of them too in Inglewood. So you're all in the studio. You had an engineer, producer, either
Right.
on the other side of the booth or another room, talking to you through your ear, through the headphones, or on a camera in front of you, on a screen in front of you.
Hmm.
And there were certain things you had to do. So
Hmm.
like a show like this, I used to do the show on first talk to the front camera. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. Coming on today's blah blah, and you tell the whole thing, and then you have to turn to the other camera. And now my guess, you have to learn how to do all that and be natural.
Right.
And I had to learn, I had to figure out, well, what does this mean? Because there's these cameras are staring right at me. That's what I kept thinking. They're staring right at me. Nope. Take that out the brain. They're with you. They're not against you. The cameras are not against you. So I've made them my friend.
Correct.
So I'll talk to sometimes I'll talk to a guest like, yeah, folks. I mean, I do a side to the camera, and that made me more comfortable with the cameras.
Correct.
I'm thinking about, what is that camera looking at? What is that camera looking at? You got to stop all of that. They're not against you. They're not out to get you.
Yep.
Cameras are here with you, but the camera does not lie. That's what I've learned.
Hmm.
I've done over 2,000 hours or whatever, 2,000 hours of video at this point. And I can tell when I'm off. I can tell on certain shows I was not in it. And I can tell some shows when I'm pissed at the guest. Or I can tell some shows like the camera doesn't lie, so it's there
Yeah.
to capture,
Yeah.
right? To capture
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't lie. But on the converse of that, it can also be your friend. If you make it your friend, then it's nothing. Then I can talk to any camera now. I've done on the Emmys. I've been on red carpets. I can just, the camera to me is nothing. Well,
That's awesome.
you have to find your way there. That's the thing, and you're finding your way there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, like as I think so. If a little backstory, just so I don't know if you've heard any of the backstories. I've said it a couple of times, but a lot of the things that I used to do was like hip hop videos, and how I started this like membership. I guess you would call it a membership, right? Um, I asked the friends of mine at the time when I lost a job, and I was like, okay, hey, you guys all want videos. You guys want to blow up on social media. Like, what would it look like if you paid me a couple $100 to shoot like these one take videos of you or these like moments of you on camera? And then some of them said yes, and then that just like allowed me to like see them in a different light. So I would pick up their little like small nuances of them sneezing or them laughing or have weird tics or how they just are their personality. And I just remember prior to that, like I used to watch a lot of MTV documentary shows, and I was always fascinated on the real stuff. Like, and what I mean by real stuff is like these moments that you would see as behind the scenes. So then in watching social media grow, I was thinking to myself, like, how can I merge this like documentary style that I like because it's the unseen, right? With the social media, how do I make someone popular? So I would learn how to blend like moments of people hanging out on the couch with then a concert show, and then it was kind of like my form of um, causing some sort of hype, right? And then eventually doing a lot of that led me to bigger and bigger gigs to the point where I finally landed. Um, I want to call them like, yeah, they're just clients that take the social media business a lot more serious. And I've realized how powerful, content is. And that's like kind of what in the road that I'm in now. Now I produce any form of content, whether it's graphic, photo, or video, to high performing experts. That's kind of what I call them. They have a team or they have an established business. They make a certain amount a month, a year, and they just need me to go in there and enhance their business through visual awareness. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit what I've.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that the thing is, it's so funny okay, so everybody, here's the deal.
Yeah.
So one day I get a message online saying, I guess you're more popular than I am. And I was looking at it going, and it said James Lott. I go, that's my name. I'm like,
Yeah, my coach.
I like, so and I wrote back to him, I go, okay, we have the same name. And so it turns out he went to Google himself and I came up. All my stuff came up first. He sent me, so something made him decide to go, I think you're more popular than I am. And then we started talking.
Yeah.
These numbers started talking, and we have a lot in common. Actually, I don't. We could be related. I have no idea. I mean, it could be. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. But we have the same.
He's awesome.
Yes.
Honestly.
So I found you through seeing him. Found you. So
Yeah.
so he's your fitness coach, right?
He's my trainer. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, those out there listening, okay, I have a trainer. I actually several years ago, before this whole video stuff, I was like, hey, I hit him up on Facebook, and I was like, hey, is there any way that I could shoot video for you and you train me? That was my trade at the time. I was like, hey, you do video. I do video for these people, but I'll do video, the same type of stuff that I'll do for you if you train me. And he's like, sure. And at the time, he wanted to kind of be on television and do all these things. So I was like, please. So we kind of set up a deal, 4 to 8 videos, and then he would give me, his training, and that's how we met. But yeah, he's I don't know how to explain it. He has a personality, but when it comes to like good advice, he gives you good. He's like my big brother, like honest to God. He's the big brother I wish I had, because he'll tell me things that he's like, I was like, I don't know how to like take fitness and put it into my life. And he has such a serious demeanor. He'll go, look, Mar, you have to just understand fitness. You just got to take, like, how you brush your teeth. It's got to be a part of your lifestyle. If once you make it a part of your lifestyle, then it becomes you. And it took me forever to understand what he meant. To him, fitness is just another thing you need to do as a human. Like, you brush your teeth, you eat, you have a bowl of cereal, you have time to work out. Just work out. It has to be a part of the routine. But everything he talks about, his mindset is so positive, so influential, and he always wants to make you a better you. So that's how we met. That's James Lott, not the James Lott Jr. here, but that's James Lott.
Right. But again, I love it because he's a James Lott. So we
Yeah,
are like,
he's a James. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I told him, like, hopefully you get him on to talk.
I want him to. I want
yeah.
him so bad. I want to come out the two James Lotts together. I want him
Yeah.
so bad on here.
Yeah.
I'm asking again. I'm asking one more time. I want him to do it. I want to do it.
Yeah, he's super cool, and he'll tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I want that. The two James Lotts together. He knows I've been wanting that for years. So I'm trying to get him on. I'm gonna ask him again.
Okay.
Yeah, because now it's through Zoom. Now, because I was gonna come down to Orange County, but now everything's through Zoom these days. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to come on.
No worries. So how do you find this new way of entertaining? I mean, what are the future things do you think you'll be doing when it comes to content? You're so far, you're doing the Zoom and you're doing it live. So you're already repurposing it on YouTube. You're repurposing it through the lives. Then you probably share it to me, and then I could create a clip. Like, this is the stuff that everybody should be doing, Like, it's kind of weird because now you're your own producer, you're your own writer, your own everything,
It's very interesting because it's a great question. It's very interesting because when it first started, this wasn't set up for this. Zoom stuff was not set up for this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's somehow someone said, do Zoom, and we all kind of followed suit. And then again, it was kind of like short term. We thought, well, this is good for now. We'll open up in a few months. So we'll be back to normal. Well, clearly, a year later. So what I have found is people are having to be creative using this space. And I know a lot of folks have done Zoom plays, and they're finding ways to work the different knobs and features to do an actual play.
Okay.
I watch Zoom musicals.
Yeah.
I mean, like seriously, with the different backgrounds. And I know that a show called All Rise on CBS did their season finale on Zoom. So for me, here's something for you, Marv. So I have a bunch of audio dramas that we created, and because they're COVID proof, you don't have to be together. So the way we record them is through Zoom. We extract the audio because Zoom for folks who knows at home, Zoom gives you audio and video options. You can also extract it it'll give you each person's lines separately. Also, it's a very interesting thing. You got to pay for a few things, and I do pay for a few things. Tomorrow, nothing's free. So I pay a few things to get that, but you can actually have that. Then I take it to another platform, and I actually work. I do all the bells and whistles. I edit it somewhere else, do all that stuff. But we found that Zoom was great for this because it gives you the illusion, a great illusion of being on set. Because
Okay.
everybody's in the room, we act against each other. It's all I'm directing it from here. You're acting against somebody else. We do the read throughs, everything. So it's almost like we're almost like we're in on
Yeah.
stage or in a set, but we're doing it through Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah.
And then so that's happening. So I'm saying we purposed that. And we take the audio out, and then I make that into a show.
Huh.
So that's one thing that we're doing. So I think this is the future.
Yeah.
This
I
is now
agree.
happening.
It's
I think
definitely.
I would not be surprised if Zoom became a channel. I would not be surprised if there are content from Zoom, original content from Zoom. Would
That's
not be
actually
surprised.
pretty smart. Yeah.
Would not be surprised.
That'd be
Zoom,
crazy.
Zoom, hire me. I'll do some stuff for you. I'll do a show or two. And all
Yeah.
that. But you know what I mean? Like because I mean,
I
think think about it, Mar. Netflix was just a DVD sharing thing. You got a DVD, it was sent to you, sent it back. Now it's a leader in television shows.
correct.
Amazon was just books, folks. It
Yeah.
was just books.
Yep.
Now they have TV shows on Amazon, movies
Yep.
on Amazon.
Yep.
Like they all started somewhere. Soon your microwave will be doing stuff. I mean, also things in your microwave. I
That's
mean,
true. Smart microwaves, I'm pretty sure.
see, and smart refrigerators, they have the little TVs in
Yeah.
there. But what we say, all of a sudden, Frigidaire
Yeah.
has its own series. You know, like I mean, again, hire me, I'll develop it.
Yeah. No, but
But you
that's
know what I mean? It's like go ahead. Please,
no, I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say that's the type of stuff that I love talking about when it comes to this. It's like this is the new thing. Now imagine what it's going to be 4 or 5 years, and then 10 years. And I mean, I could never think of Zoom being a platform like you just mentioned, but now it makes sense. Yeah, I could imagine them doing their own thing like that. You know?
Well, it might be like you. So then we hire people like you and go, I need a 5-minute video, a 9-minute video, a 3-minute. We start hiring you, and we just take your stuff and upload it to the microwave. And then all of a sudden, you're a producer director on a series on General Electric or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like in the gas stations. No, that's serious. Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
we're very digital these days.
Totally.
Everything is digital.
Yep.
I mean, we're looking at things on our phones, our watches. I mean, they're looking at. I mean, it's very the Jetsons. I mean,
Yep.
it's very much like that now. And so, to go back to your question, the topic of this was Zoom. There are some capabilities I think no one knew was on here. Again, it wasn't designed for this,
Yeah.
but it works best because people have tried Microsoft Teams, a few others. They're not as good. Zoom seems in place, but I feel like other ones will start to make that
Oh,
more.
totally. Google Play or what is
Oh
it?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh
So I
yeah.
think that's a great question. I just think that I have a lot of ideas. Trust me, I have a lot of ideas that Zoom
Oh,
could do. But I've seen folks. They're literally doing some great things on Zoom. They're having to be creative.
oh, totally. And it's live too, so that's another element in itself. You got it's live. If you mess up, if you don't mess up, I've seen some read throughs, like you mentioned, some scripts. There was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I saw YouTube, and it was like I forgot Shia LaBeouf is going to be one of the actors, but the read through was hilarious on Zoom, all through Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love video. When it comes to video stuff, any video things that's going to happen in the future, I really like paying attention to. Any platforms that come out, I'm like, okay, what's this new thing that they're going to do? Clubhouse, I don't know if you heard that new
That's
app. That's
on
a
there.
different,
Stuff on there.
no video on it yet, but who knows? Maybe that'll probably release in the future.
That's interesting. The Clubhouse and Stereo. Those are the two ones that are not video.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see because audio is starting to get big now too. All of a sudden, audio books are now in view. Audible is really big. My audio dramas, my first 3 were very successful last year.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, okay, people don't. They're telling me I'm so busy I can't watch TV, but I can listen to it while I'm doing other stuff, or I'm driving, or I'm walking the
Really?
kids, or I'm at the gym. Like all of a sudden, I'm seeing people are telling me where they're listening. They're like, oh, yeah, I listen to it on my morning walk. I walk 10 miles. That's enough for 2 series.
Yeah.
15 minutes each. Oh, okay, got it. And my stuff is very digestible, very small bites.
Got it.
I started the really short story project 5 years ago in book form, and now I've transferred it into my shows. They're all between 5 and 15 minutes long. They're not that long. They're not that long, and people
Yeah.
seem to like that length to listen to.
Yeah.
that was the rule for video too for a while, to make sure it's all short and quick, short and quick,
Yeah,
short and
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
But I think that's the thing, is that now people are having to be really creative and take what they can use, because we can't be on set. I mean, most of the studios are closed. Most of them
yeah,
are closed in
yeah,
LA. They're just
yeah,
not. And folks want to get shit done, so to speak.
yeah,
They want to get done. So these things are having to really. It's been very interesting. I know
yeah,
folks who, my friends made a horror film off of their iPads, and it was very interesting the way they used their iPads with their cameras. I have my Canon's back there. I don't see it, but my
yeah. I
Canon,
see it.
my expensive Canon I bought, so I love it. I love it to death. They're using those to actually film the room, and then they would have people call on the iPads, and they were actually filming. It was very unique. They're like 3 minutes long each.
Yeah.
It's called Enter Exit is what it's called.
Okay.
So again, they're using other technology,
Mhm.
existing technology, to make something really happen, and it worked.
Yeah.
It really worked. I mean, you have to think about it. You have to map it out and think about it. You can't just
Yeah.
wait to do it, as you know.
Mhm.
Um, but it's another thing. Using your iPad, using this, using that. And like, it's. I think some of these audio platforms will start adding video to them too.
I hope. Yeah. I was gonna ask you. Uh, do you mind if I talk about Bid Project?
I know that's what you're here for. Please talk about
Okay.
it. Please, please.
Okay. All right. So tell me. I mean, maybe you can help me enhance this. This is gonna be a live thing, and you can. I love the fact that you're coming up with ideas. Not always. I don't know. I don't. You
I am.
know.
I'm always going.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So okay. So I started. I guess you would call it like a Uber of videography, right? That's my goal, to become the Uber of videography. There's some sites out there already, and when you go onto their platform, it's like commercial Nike stuff, high end, you know, cinematographers that have like red cams and large cameras. But what I do is with your Canon back there,
Yes.
right? It's just like have a videographer with that type of stuff that can light you properly. That's how I started. So I've been trying to reach out. I have about 11 members on my site. Not members. I don't want to call them users. I want to call them users. Um, but the goal is to build a directory and to have a whole bunch of videographers be found locally. So someone like yourself would be like, hey, I need a videographer because I know for a fact that you producing all your stuff takes a long time. And it would just be easier to have an editor on hand, a videographer on hand that's like your neighbor, you know? Um, but yeah, that's what Vid Project is. And I don't know like what type of individuals would what how do I make that easier for someone? How would you look for a videographer? Like what are things, have you ever thought of looking for someone to film you?
Well, here's the thing. It's not just about filming me. There's also lots of video projects, and you don't want to do it. And I know a lot of my hosts don't want to do it themselves. They would love to have somebody literally engineer them, so to speak, like basically film them. And I would say, if you could find people who are obviously adept in actual camera work, but also can work this kind of stuff, also, um,
Yes.
that would be very important. Because I know a lot of people who are looking for people to come in and then just be the talent. They
Correct.
they just want to be the talent. They won't have to
Yeah.
worry about all this stuff I'm worrying about right now. I'm watching the clock. I'm doing this. They don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
They got people that come in and will light them correctly, will make them look good, will film what they need to have filmed. I know a lot of guys are looking for people who are for videos. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna need somebody soon for a music video. I'll look at you. I come to you, obviously. I might come to you and say, "What are your rates?" But I mean, like, there are folks who are looking for music videos, but little a snippet,
Makeup, cooking,
sizzle
um,
reels, sizzle
yeah,
reels. You're in
scissor
LA.
reels, yeah,
So sizzle reels. We're looking for folks.
realtors,
Yes, they want realtors nowadays, especially now because of COVID. I have
yep,
friends who actually work for Compass Realty, and they're saying, yeah,
yep,
they're filming everything inside and say, here, go to this site, look at it. If you're serious, they won't take the COVID
yep,
solutions and all that stuff. So there's organizers. And I'm a professional organizer also, and there's organizers who may need somebody to come in and do the before and after
yep,
or film them doing stuff. So I think I like the idea of having for me, I have a listing of people um, who I have my plumber, I have my electrician, I have my my gardener. I have people that I can run to for my clients when they come to me and go, "Do you know a gardener?" Yes, I do. Here he is. Trustworthy. He's bonded, whatever. They know with me. So same for you. It'd be great to have somebody and go, okay, well, I can't do it, but I would direct you to folks who may be in your area. Somebody, especially you
Yes.
have to cover.
Yeah.
Another thing too, they cover. Southern California is huge.
Yeah.
So if they
Right
cover,
now it's one in Canada, everything else is SoCal.
okay,
But yeah, there's a person that you'd like. Her name is Sam, or not Sam. Her Instagram is SA Media. So, but she's in LA. Really cool individual. She does a lot of I don't know. It's just a luxury look, you know.
yeah.
It's just a luxury lifestyle look. But she's just a down person, like a down to earth person to work with. And are you based out of LA?
I'm from Inglewood, so yes, I'm in LA.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I work in Hollywood. That's why I'm here in LA. I'm down here in LA.
I
I
heard
live.
a little bit out of your story too. You're like, I came to LA and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
COVID happened.
yeah. Well, that's what some people. So it's funny. So I was born here, raised here, left for 22 years, came back. I'm almost 52 years old. I'll be 52 in a few months. So I'm like, I don't know. I know I believe it, of course, but I am. I'm old. But I lived other places, came back to LA to be in this business full time, and that's what I do.
Nice.
And so yeah, I'm in LA. But the whole thing is, I think for you, accessibility is great, diversity too, and who you have in your directory.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people may say, I feel comfortable working with someone who looks like me,
Yeah.
or they want to hire somebody that looks like me, so to speak. I want to work with somebody, or I'm part Latino. I want to hire somebody who speaks Spanish. I have a Spanish project, or I need somebody who speaks Korean. I have a Korean project. I think that also would help you too,
Diversity.
directly. Yeah, diversity especially because
That's
in this
smart.
town, there's all kinds of projects happening where they're either bilingual or there's this language or in that language. I see them all the time. I see the projects all the time.
Yeah.
People needing them. So I think you need somebody. They say must speak Korean, must speak fluent Chinese, must speak fluent Spanish, or be bilingual. I think
Interesting.
that'd be very important too.
Okay. See, this is I always look for people to bounce ideas off with. I'm like, yeah, that makes so much more sense. Learning the marketing aspect of things is like uh, that's been a challenge. You know, I focus so much on building my personal brand that I'm like, I don't know how I could, bounce back and forth between building the media business, building this. I love working with my clients. I'm full dedicated with my clients, and I have about 5 a month, and it's just like that in itself. Then building my personal stuff, and then building the marketing material.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, it's like what people have to go through, right?
It doesn't change. I'll tell
Yeah,
you right now that there's no balance. This is how it is nowadays.
yeah, man.
It is just like I go through it still. I'm 14 years in. I'm still like, oh my god, I gotta market this and send this on this show. I mean, it's crazy stuff. It's that dance you do all the time because you're in it.
Yeah,
Now you're in it, and you're always trying to build your stuff
yeah.
and your personal stuff and your business. But the social media thing is so important, and the marketing component is so important. And there's a lot of free marketing out there.
Oh yeah,
I
totally.
tell people all the time. I go, folks, the social media can be used for marketing. That's why I
Yeah,
found your videos. I saw
yeah.
your videos. Like that to me. People, I hate social media. Well, then don't go on there for personal reasons. Just
Go
go
on
there
the
for professional stuff, and you
correct.
can actually tool who sees it. It's so bad. I'm on Facebook literally because of business.
Yeah, me too.
I post a few things on there personally, but not really that much. But I do it for business. I promote all my business stuff because Facebook still is a place for that. And it's free. Why not?
Right
It's
now.
free.
Yeah.
In the old days, I had to get newspaper ads and
Yep.
quarter pages in magazines, and that cost money. And
Mhm.
do them monthly. It costs a lot of money to get in there, and they wanted more, and they want this. So I'm like, this is all free. This
Mhm.
is all free stuff. And then
Mhm.
also, there's sites you can go to. You may have to pay a little bit for those, but for the most part, marketing is always going to be your thing. And as you start to
Totally.
grow,
Yeah.
that's always still the challenge. It's like I'm just so busy because I'm just like I just told you earlier. I'm always in the trenches just working. I'm creating shit all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
there's other
That's
stuff.
yeah. I've hired a couple of people. It's just yeah. One thing I definitely learned is just like learning how to build. They call it the systems, right? The only thing that's helped me on the non-busy part is having a great checklist, and then I use the app for that, and then just have what was it? I batch a lot of my content, so I'll spend one day of filming like 6 to 7 videos, and that's what we do with all the clients. So it's like hey, let's film 4 videos, let's film 6 videos, and then max out maybe 2 days this month, and that's it, you know. But yeah,
I do the
yeah,
same thing. Go very smart. As an organizer, I approve that message because I tell them all the time. I call it content creation day. So I tell people sometimes you set aside a couple of days, and that's when you film, record, do all that.
all of
You can
it.
always edit and do everything later, but first get the content, and then you can play with it later and do it. But at least get it done, and then instead of trying to do it over a stretch of 5 days, I got to put it in here and put it in. It's too confusing. It's too crazy. But I think sometimes people ask me how I get a lot of stuff done. That's how I do it.
Me
I
too.
may change shirts every 5 minutes, and for each
Yep.
show, I may do something. But literally, it's like I have a list of what needs to be filmed today,
Correct.
recorded, and you
Correct.
just do it. Then you play with it, and then all the bells and whistles after that.
Correct. Yep.
So I agree with you. That's good. That's good. I think you should
Yes.
do that. That's because we got a lot of things to do. We don't have time to do all this. It's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah. I'll script one day, then film everything else the next day.
I have a song that I did. Now we're all on here making deals here. I have a song that I did 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I have to send it to you. I have to get your email and send it to you. I love the song, and I had a concept. Then COVID hit. So I guess I don't know. So now I'm trying to rethink the concept. I don't know.
What is the song?
The song is called "Lost and Found,"
Okay.
and and I did it with a very famous producer. Actually, we did it together. I do music also. One of the many things I do. It'll be for my next album. But this song, I love the song. I played it for everybody. They love it. It's a pop song, and it's one of those hard, soft songs. I was a big fan of the Pixies and Nirvana.
Okay.
They did a lot of that. It's hard, but man, it's soft, and it's hard and it's soft. And I actually sing in a key I've never sang before. My
You're gonna have to
hey,
send it to me.
I just say it to you. So,
Either that, or just post it, or just post.
I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready yet to post it. That's the whole point. I'm getting there, Mar. Here's the point. No,
with the way like, this is the one thing. I have a friend. His name's Greg. He's a musician. I've loved this guy forever. He's a hip hop artist. But his one thing that, the world for music, it's like it's go 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 go, post, tweak it as you go. Like nowadays, you could say an entire lyric, like, and let the fans decide if they want to continue hearing. So if you have it, release it. It's not
no,
gonna.
okay. No, here's the thing. I post music all the time. I had a new song out this week, and I have another new song coming out. But
Okay.
I post stuff. But this is a special song for me. It also has a special meaning for me. It was the year my father left our family. So it was a very
Okay.
personal song.
Got it.
And that's what's called Lost and Found. It's from 1979. So I was 10 years old. So my concept at first, because the lyrics was like I used to always be at Venice Beach all the time as a kid. We used to go to Venice Beach and skate and roller skate, folks, not speed. No speed, roller skating. No rollerblades were invented then. I had tennis shoe roller skates, and we used to do it all the time. And I had this concept, but then everything shut down. So I'm gonna send it to you and see if just curious to see what kind of concept would come to mind when you hear the song. That's why I'm sending it to you so you can see if you get any imagery for you. I'd be just very curious.
Okay.
I think at some point I would love to do a video.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure this out. But it's a very special song to me, and it will get released. I mean, trust me, it'll get released. I love it. I said big time producers who's worked with Sheryl Crow, Michael Jackson. He produced it for me.
Oh wow.
I'm very proud of the song, but I've been waiting for it. I'm thinking spring. It's like a spring summer song type song.
Okay.
So coming at that time period. So, but I want to hear it. I'm just curious your video mind if you get any imagery, just
Visuals. Yeah.
so you get any imagery out of it because that's the fun part. You can see what.
Oh yeah. I drive with just instrumentals. I drive with movie scores. I'm just like,
Oh, really?
okay, yeah. Like, I mean, as much as I love what I'm doing now, like I think of movies. I watch movies all the time. I follow some of my favorite directors, but just tapping into how I would get an image. I'm like, okay, I'd probably listen to this song, this mood, this color palette. Where would I get these photos? How do I get this? Then I go research it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm all about that. So send me that track.
I will. Right. So when did you get into? Was it first photography you got into, or was video? I mean, like, when did you get into this? Were you like a kid?
Sketch. I sketched I did a lot of drawing, tons of drawings. I allowed the world to just like, so I would, for example, and this is getting really personal here. Uh, I'd get drunk, right, and experience life in a certain way, and then the following day I would remember things, and then I would just draw my emotions. Later, obviously, you just get better in refining something that you like. So it didn't always be, it wasn't always like that. Then it was like, okay, now I just want to go sit at the park and see if I could draw this. So I would do that. And then it's like, oh, okay, now I've done it with pencil. Can I try pen? And then I just kept refining things. Eventually, I was like, I want to go to school, couldn't afford school, lied to get a loan, went to graphic design school for a little bit. And then they wouldn't, I couldn't afford any more, so I left it. I lost my car, lost almost lost my home, lost a lot of things during that time, and then but before I left school, things that I took away were like how to use a camera, how to use editing, and you know, try video. And I did photography for a really long time. I got really comfortable with taking photos of people. But buying lenses and stuff like that and camera equipment, it's just expensive. Like, folks, for who's ever out there that's interested in video, and this world is an expensive thing. Like, I've spent, yeah, like probably over $100,000 on the gear, but yeah, easy. And then the the time it takes, it's just expensive. Long story short, um, from photo, I jumped into video, and that's where I was able to fuse everything that I learned from drawing, everything that I learned about graphics. I was like, okay, this all makes sense to me. So that's kind of how it happened. That's the short story. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to allow this show to be till 10 o'clock at night.
I
Yeah,
love it. So
yeah.
my camera was one of the cheaper ones when I got it, and it was close to $1,000. And I really wanted to invest in a really good camera, and I had asked.
What camera is that? Canon Rebel.
It is. It's an EOS. Oh, excuse me. EOS Rebel SL3.
Yep. You just need a glass. You just need to buy a lens. It'll still be amazing if you just got to focus on the lens. That's always the thing.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Uh, but I got that. I've used it for basic video,
Yeah.
and it was great. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful, and I love it, and I like all the features on it, and figuring that out. And I have I already have my ring lights. I have my other lights. I have all reflectors. I have all that stuff. I do that for a living. But I thought I'm going to finally get a good camera. So I had all kinds of digital cameras back in the day that took good stuff, but this is like really good. I can do my videos on there.
Yeah.
I've done interviews places. Then I got me an iMac, and so I have a nice iMac desktop, and then I have
Yep.
so I decided to invest. And like you said, it costs money. So anybody out there who wants to do this, if you want good, you can get cheap stuff. Yes, you can use your iPhone. That's all great too. But if you want to really have something, it's going to cost you a pretty penny a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for a long time, I just invested. That was it. Like, I started with, yeah, a camera, it was like a $800 camera. And I would just record all the time with that. And then I saved up, paid for the studio, saved up, and then invested on a better camera and just kept going. But there's a lot of like so many details. So it's not just that, I wish I could tell the full, like, an intense story from jails. I've gotten a Dewey. Life happens, it's just everybody, I think, wants to make a movie of themselves. I'm one of those people that I'm like, I will be the Picasso of this generation, where instead of painting, it's all video and graphics and all this stuff. But yeah, I think that my next venture is to build this business, though. My next venture is to figure out how I could find more people like that need video, find a low cost that could benefit not only the company, the videographer, figure out how to partner with people. I want to create a pitch deck to not investors, but like someone like Honda or someone like Toyota or certain, like, I don't know, Mother's Market. I like Mother's Market pretty. So I want to like pitch to them and be like, hey, what would it look like if you had a videographer? I trained them and I taught them, but they would shoot all your commercials rather than spending $100,000 on advertising. Like, you could afford this person,
It almost be like an in-house person. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I was like, yes, I want to, my organizing business, I want to build it. And I went to Michael's, the store chain. They were a store chain, and they were looking for people to teach classes. They have a classroom in every store. If you don't know this, off to the corner somewhere, there's a room. And it was mostly for crafts, arts and crafts, because that's what Michael's is, arts and crafts or cake decorating. I was like, but they sell organizing products here. What if they weren't asking for them, but I was like, what if I offer to teach a class on how to organize using their products? So I pitched that. He said yes.
That's
I
smart.
partnered with Michael's. I mean, I got partnered for 2 years, and then COVID hit, and now nobody's not doing anything now. But for 2 years, I did classes, got paid, and in-house classes, and used their classrooms. And people came, and I taught them how to, and they had to make each person buy at least those products to take the
Who'd you
class.
talk to? Who'd you talk to? How did you get the?
So I get a million. Okay, so folks, sometimes read your emails sometimes. I get a million emails from Michael's, and Michael sent an email out saying, because I'm a Michael's member, so they sent a thing out saying we're looking for teachers. So I got a direct email to whoever. I mean, they have names, but nobody. I mean, their names, wherever they are, the corporate. And I said, "Hi, I'm James, the super organizer," and I did a whole pitch.
That's pretty sick.
So I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to anybody since. Once COVID stopped, we all got let go, but they're not doing it anymore. But it's like that. I'm hoping COVID we get under control. That I happen to get, because that was a big client for me. Being at Michael's, and this was great. And
I think you could still do it. I really think you
well,
can
no,
still do it.
I was hoping they would do it video wise.
Yeah.
But they're not open to talking to me about that. So they're not really doing it. They have a few free classes online. There are all these cutesy art. I mean, I know I sound just like a guy. There's all these cutesy arts and craft thingies. I'm like, okay, whatever. But they don't seem very
but there's something there. If it's not Michael's, it's got to be something there. Like,
well,
that's a good idea.
Well, I think was to you, which I'm saying that what you're on is right. Like it's not far fetched. I guess that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about James Lott Jr. I'm always working on something. Just trust me. But I'm saying that I want to say for you, it's like that is the right thing. Is that dream big? Why not? Honda may hire you and say, "We'll do all our videos for the year." I mean, I guess I'm just saying it's possible.
Oh yeah.
You got to think big and broad.
Yeah.
You're doing it already. So
Thank you.
I'm just trying to say that you're doing it already.
Yeah. Thank you.
As an example.
No,
Trust me, I'm looking at other options, things too. I'm looking at stuff too.
No, I was like Honda. Yeah, I want to do Honda. I want to do Compass. I want to do a couple of realtor companies, large companies, just to see if I can. Not me, but literally find a videographer, coach the videographer to do it for them. Just make their. I mean, I don't know how I would pitch it, but just pretty much saying, hey, you have constant content. You could put it on.
I will talk to one of my guys at Compass, Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Ask him if they need any videographer. I'll just ask him, is he looking for anybody?
Like, hey, do you know the CEO of Compass? Please. He's a young guy. Like I know
some folks. I know some folks. I put a little note to myself. I'll reach out and see if they're looking for anybody.
That'd be awesome.
That's how it works, kids. You ask, you shall receive. I don't get promise anything, obviously, but I do have a couple of connections, and I will ask to see if they're looking or they're open to meeting anybody, and I will say that. But you don't live in LA proper though. You live in Orange County, right?
Oh, so yeah, Irvine.
So you'll drive. So you would drive. You're like, yeah, I'll drive from Irvine to Beverly Hills. Well, you wouldn't you, for some?
Yeah. If it means making a deal, figuring it out, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll get
there.
Just check. Some folks are like, no, it's too far away. You're like me. I'm like, yeah, I'll take 2 hours to get somewhere. That's fine.
Yeah, I just need to. Yeah, I'm in my learning phase. Like I'm okay. I'm living and I'm doing okay, but I just want to learn how do I don't know if you've researched Airbnb, the owners of Airbnb before, but that guy, the actual owner, how he started was he tried cereal boxes and he made like his own cereal boxes. Right. And then eventually he found a niche of like, hey, you know what if we were able to rent out people's studios? And during that time, when he was launching this, he was the photographer. He would go shoot the photos of the house and then go home and edit it and then put it on the site, on the janky site at the time. So it's just, I feel like that's where I need to be, where it's like I'm doing the things to figuring out what's going to make the user happy or what's going to make the person happy,
I mean, that's how you do it, folks. So wait, are you? I don't know how old or young you are. Are you like 20s, 30s?
33.
Oh, 33. Okay, so you're at a good age. Okay, so you're a good age.
Yeah.
What is one thing you have learned about yourself in your 30s so far?
Mm, learned about myself. I've learned a lot about myself, uh, but I guess something that I enjoy knowing or practicing is just I love the philosophy of Stoicism. So that's something that I've learned. That there's like seven virtues that people tend to follow. But me being 33, knowing that life is short and that it could go in at any time, and I wake up every day with a purpose for sure. It may be a big purpose, or like my purpose is to take care of family and do that. But like on a daily basis, it's like, okay, today I could take care of my girlfriend. All right, today I'm gonna go work on my body, or today I could. It's just having something that's gonna fulfill the bigger purpose. So
Are you are you close to your family?
yeah, yeah. Some at least close with my mom. My real father, I don't know my real father. He's kind of same situation where he left. Uh, he had his own life, and then he met my mom, and then yeah. Um, with my stepfather, I'm cool with him. My brother and sister, I'm very cool with them. But there's family in Mexico that I don't know, and I see like some image, like photos and stuff, but I've never met them. So I want to get to a point where I can actually help them because they're still at like if you were to look at them, and this is very transparent, honest to say, they still look very indigenous. The area that they're at is very like brick houses. Sometimes they sleep in hammocks. So I'm just like, very interesting, you know? I'm first generation Mexican here on my mom's side. So it's just like learning how to build the legacy and the name so that I could further help my family. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
very cool. Where does Mar come from? What is it for? Where does the name come from?
Short for Mario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, I think something famous. Okay, Mario. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So
No,
what?
it's
What
my
go ahead.
nickname. Well, my nickname when I was younger, my mother would call me Flaco, which means like skinny, and then her best friend would call me Mar, and it just stuck. And then even I don't know if you ever went through like a hip hop breakdancing rapping phase, like every minority person that I know has, but yeah, they used to say meaning abstract raw, so Mar MAR me, you know, that was the version that I went
I
with.
was there when rap and that stuff started. That's why I was there when it started. That's why it wasn't even a phase. I was there at the beginning of it. So I thought, yes. I
But
tried
yeah,
Pop Pocket. It didn't work for me, but yeah.
but Mar is just yeah, it's just my nickname, short for Mario. But I prefer everybody to call me Mar.
Yeah, Mark. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello in the chat room. Hello, you guys. Just saying hi. Hello. Yeah, and I was curious. So yeah, where would you like to see this go? I mean, like we're connecting. You want to build your network, of course. That's number one. That's always a goal, build a network. But you want to be a big production house, right? Or do you want to have your own studio? Like, what do you want to have?
Uh that's a good question. If I could just be the Uber of videographers,
Okay.
and I'm not talking high end cinematographer, you know, type of video person. I just want the guy next door that's very talented, and you have a small makeup business, or you have a cooking business, or you have a realty business. I just see that every small business needs a videographer. Every small business needs someone like you've mentioned that's good with Zoom, good with audio, good with just the media partner. If I could create a site where you could find that easily, like do you use DoorDash, or do you use Uber Eats or any of that stuff?
I do.
Like how easy would that be to find a videographer, but that it'll be committed to you? That's the other part, is like it's not a one-time project. It's like, hey, you know what, you connect with me, now let's work for 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's like but that's where I would like to see it go. As of right now, I think the phases are it's going to be an agency, then I'll be the person providing resources and help, and then eventually provide some videography, like help videographers meet other talented individuals, and then eventually I'll get to where you just could go to this website, type in New York, type in Orange County, and find all the people there. You know, yeah.
But I mean, it's a concierge service. I love that.
Yes. Yes.
The weddings, people need videographers for weddings.
Yes, most likely weddings will still be there, like they'll enter into it, but I want to target people that have businesses. That's way better. Small businesses, you're running a media company, right? You need a podcast person, you need someone to edit your stuff, you need someone to edit your sound. But if one person is just good and is able to turn that around quickly, then it's awesome. Like when people work with me, they'll film with me for one day and they'll get all their videos back within 7 days. And we'll film 4 to 6 videos, and if a movie takes years, you know what I mean? Or like a huge production company takes a month, if not longer. So I want to be able to just turn quick so people have their content fast.
Yeah, I have a graphic design person who does all my slates and logos. I
Oh
just tell her
yeah,
what I need, and she does all of them for me, and she's fast. You're right. People don't have time to play anymore.
correct.
People are like, I need this now or
Correct.
yesterday. So if you can get back to them fast and give them quality work
Yep.
fast, you'll stand out. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
You gotta be pussyfooting around and just like,
Yeah.
I'll get you in about a month or 3 weeks. They'll
Yeah.
find somebody else. They don't have time for that.
And there's Upwork and there's Fiverr, but
Yeah.
those are like you have web design, graphic design. Like I just want all video stuff. I don't want like you know what I mean.
I get
So
that.
yeah,
So you're trying to make it very just narrow yet broad. Narrow in what your focus is, but broad within that. So that's
yeah, the
that's very smart.
capabilities around it. Correct.
Yeah. So you're the person. You think videography, think Mar. That's what you think.
I'm thinking Vid Project.
Oh, sorry. Okay, whichever one. Vid Project. Vid
Yes.
Project.
Yes.
Yeah. I think, and Mar, who's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mar, who runs it. Well, thanks for being on the show. You're great, and I will be following you. I said we'll be doing some other stuff together. I'm sure. I'll sing you the song, of course. I'm gonna ask my friend. But I really did it again, folks. You never know the power of social media. I saw him through someone else, saw his video, saw his stuff, and I saw that I was seeing that you're on a journey. That's what comes through on your stuff. When you talk about my stuff, I can tell you're on a journey, and I was like, I'm really interested to see what this journey turns out to be.
Yes.
You probably a couple of interesting videos the other day with this chick who was talking on there. I saw that the other day. I was like, that's really interesting. So I'm really interested to see how further you go, but I'm going to follow you on the ground up and see how this goes. I wish you all best of the success.
Thank you so much. And same to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell folks where they can actually find you out there.
So you can find my video company at the Vid Project. That's THEVID Project. And then website is thevidproject.com. And you can find my personal Instagram at WORTH_MAR. So it's worth_MAR.
Yes, and I'll put these in the description so everybody can see them and go to them. And of course, you can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. Sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. We are on every streaming service you can think of, from Spotify to iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, and all those. Plus, I'm on YouTube. This video will be on YouTube on my online network, JLJ Media. You can't forget that. It's my name, my initials, JLJ Media. Go ahead and subscribe. I think it's down here somewhere, over here somewhere, over there, so wherever it is. It's a red button. It's a red thing. So go there and hit subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a couple of friends. I have over 35 shows on the network, ranging from Star Wars, my little Grogu's, all the way to soap operas and everything in between. So go ahead and check that out if you can, and pass that along to other people. New content out every day. And I'm also on TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm a TikTok star. I don't know what's going on there. But I'm there. I don't know what I do, but I do videos. People like them, I guess. So follow me at James Lott Jr. on TikTok also. And this page, Extra Connections, is on Facebook. Extra Connections Show is a page on Facebook. Go ahead and like that. This video, other videos, and other things are on that page. Actually, I share stuff from the artists and the shows on that page. Everyone in the chat room, thanks for watching. They're saying thank you to you also. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. Please, everybody, please, please, please be safe, be safe, be safe.